Hey Dean, hey Robert, how are you guys? Thank you for the opportunity here. Thanks for your time. So in this video, I'm just going to talk to you guys about the bamboo guitar and how I came upon it and what I know about it and why I'm giving it to you guys. Okay, so first of all, let me preface this with you guys don't owe me shit, okay? Yeah, I'm kind of giving you this guitar so you'll notice me and kind of just take my video and look at it. And thank you for that. But really, I'm giving it to you because I love you guys, all right? It's been a source of inspiration to me for a long time. It's been a huge part of my life and my main acts, really. And I really love it. You know, this guitar is an unbelievable thing. And I just think you guys should have it. I hope that it inspires you in ways that it's inspired me. I hope you destroy lots of faces with it and melt a lot of people's hearts. With that said, I'll tell you what I know about it. So, how I came into this bad boy was back in the mid-90s, my oldest brother found it in an apartment that he was renovating. He's 16 and a half years older than I was, so I was just a kid at the time, but he found this guitar in a dumpster. Somebody left it behind, and my dad's a guitar player. He's a singer guitar player. He's 65 now. He's been playing since he was a kid, so he knows a thing or two about guitars, and he taught all the brothers about it. So all four of us know a thing or two about guitars. And Jason saw it, and he was like, wow, you know, the through neck, you know, he saw the headstock here. It's pretty particular. It's not perfect. It's obviously a handmade guitar. The dark fretboard here, McCasker ebony. He saw all these things and was just like, man, they don't make them like this. You know, I wonder where it came from. So he took the guitar home and just gave it to his girlfriend's daughter. So she stuffed it in her toy box because she was only like 5 at the time. And my other brother goes over to babysit one day and sees the headstock sticking out of the toy box. So he yanks it up and he thinks the same thing. He's like, this thing's way too sick to leave in a toy box. So he took it, brings it home, and my dad saw it and says, yeah, this thing's really sick, you know, it's awesome. But he's really partial to Gibsons and, you know, American-made guitars. He didn't know anything about the bamboo, and he's got a collection of a few guitars that are awesome. So he never really took it upon himself to play this thing. But so it sat in a closet for a long time until I found it, maybe, I don't know, 9 or 10 years later. And so when I started playing this thing, it didn't have many strings, you know, but I was playing bass at the time, and I was starting to kind of get into guitar, and I saw this thing in the closet, and I was blown away. It's just got a great look to it. It just feels nice, slim neck, it's comfortable, it's beefy, the double cutaway, and I just loved it from the minute I saw it. And so I learned how to play guitar on it, and, you know, I used to beat the shit out of this thing, just in the sense that it wasn't, you know, a 1959 Strat or something, so I didn't really care about it. I played it, and I played my ass off with it. Actually, in college, you know, different bands I'd be in, we'd do shows and stuff, and if people wanted to borrow my guitar, I'd just let them, because why damage their nice Strat or Gibson, you know, when I could just give them this, you know. Beer bottles flying everywhere, nobody wants to damage their guitar at a frat party, you know. So I'd give it to my buddies to play, and that was just kind of how I played it, you know. And anyway, a few years go by, and I eventually translated, I think it was a French guitar player magazine or some guitar magazine, and it talked about the bamboo. It was an old article from, I think, 1980, and it was talking about these guitars that had just come out. And obviously, with the internet developing, more and more information came out about this guitar over the years. And what I finally found out was this company was produced by a company called Chushin. The guitar, rather, was produced by Chushin, and that was in 1975, 77 area, and it was in Kobe, Japan. And what happened was they're making these awesome guitars, kind of based on the Alembic model. You know, they have the through neck design, that whole laminating process. I don't know what they do, but I know it's intense, and it makes for very expensive, nice guitars. And that's what they're trying to copy. So Chushin made these awesome guitars, or at least the prototypes, and then went bankrupt after 2 years. Well, the bamboo went bankrupt, or this branch of it, and they stopped making guitars. And so in that stretch of time, they only made about 20 of these back in the, you know, mid-70s. So it's a pretty rare guitar, and the company itself Chishingaki had a plant in Kobe that they're making all these guitars out of, and that factory actually went under an earthquake not long after they disbanded. So there was absolutely no chance of this thing coming back. And given that there's about 20 in the world, I felt like it was a pretty special thing. So I've been trying my whole life to try and find another one of these guitars. Before I found all this out, I ripped everything out of it and put my own kind of stuff on it. Namely, these are light top, heavy bottom strings. I just like that beefiness in the bottom, and so that's something I changed. I put the nut here. I put a bone nut, the ivory saddles here, just because I was breaking strings here and there. That was something I wanted to switch out. These pickups are actually hand wound. A friend of mine and I did them. They run here. They're both humbuckers, as you can see. This runs at about 14 ohms. This runs at about 12 or 13. And I added a coil tap here, just because I wanted to. Originally, it had an LED light here, which is the one that you guys have. That's how they made this model originally. They came in two different kinds. There was an active, which had 2 batteries inside of it. And then there was passive electronics in the other one, which has a smaller brass plate on here. But this thing is really sick, and I like it just the way it is, but I had no idea where it came from. Obviously, it came from that apartment, from what I can tell, Germany, and then from Japan. And it's just got a lot of vibe to it. It's a cool fucking guitar, man, and I really love it. So, back to what I was saying, I tried my whole life to find another one of these. And for the past few years, the internet's got more and more about them online. And one night, I got really lucky. Now, mind you, I had to look this up every single week, sometimes every single day, looking online, Googling, bamboo guitar, bamboo guitar, bamboo guitar, over and over again. And eventually, I found one. Last summer, it was funny, I was dozing off on the couch, and I don't know what happened, but I just woke up in the middle of the night thinking, wow, it's been a while since I looked for a bamboo. And so I typed it in Google, and there it was on reverb.com. You can look it up. I bought it last summer. And the thing is mint. The thing is just the same as mine. It was just the one difference is it's got this badass fade on it right here. And this guard itself, the truss rod cover, says, product of Kobe, Japan. And yeah, this one doesn't have that. I also switched out the Grovers. I like them to turn at a little bit slower of a ratio, just because I don't know. I just like that. I'm a pretty fine tuner, especially gigs. Playing out, you got to be quick about it. So I wanted them to turn a little slower, get a little more fine tuning. So I switched them to Grovers. These pegs here, but that's the difference. This thing, to my knowledge, the one thing that somebody switched about it was these speed knobs. They're originally these brass knobs, as you can see on mine, or at least this one's the only original one left on here, with the coil tap there. I still have the original parts, but the reason I wasn't so worried about it when I switched these out is because mine was already gutted. Somebody had taken out the active pickups and put some other crap in there, so I wasn't afraid to just make it my own beast, But this one's really open for whatever you want to do to it. It's mostly original, except the speed knobs, as I can tell. The LED light turns on when the batteries are getting low. But it takes 2 9-volt batteries in the back here. Yeah, what else about this guitar? I don't know, man, but it's really sick. I've enjoyed it. As I said, it's been a huge source of inspiration to me. You know how it is. You pick up another guitar, and you love it, and it's got different sounds. Some guitars inspire you in such a way where you're playing notes you didn't even know you had in you. And this is one of those guitars. New guitars, new vibes, new songs, new inspiration, and that's why I wanted to give it to you guys. As I said, I love you very much, and I hope that at least this thing inspires the crap out of you. And, when you're playing this thing on stage or off stage or wherever, I want you to know it came from a guy who is obsessed like you are. Somebody who's really, really into this shit and takes it seriously, You're looking for somebody who lives and dies by the band. I live and die by it, man. Yeah. This is all I could think of to really give you guys, and anybody can give you guys an audition tape by itself, but I wanted to give you guys a piece of my soul, and this is it, dude. This is it. Anyway, that's mostly what I know about the guitar. Sorry if I babbled here and there, but yeah, I hope you dig it. If I think of anything else, I'll tell you if we ever chat. But that's it. So, on to the next one, guys. Have a good night. I'll see ya.